What if someone really wrongs you? Like steals your sheep or somehow must have caused a crop failure or something because they gave you a shifty look that one time. The human mind has long been capable of dreaming up new and terrible ways to punish alleged transgressors, villains, witches, and anyone else who was unlucky enough to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Throughout the ages, some extremely brutal methods of torture and execution have come and gone, and there are a few that have not yet gone too. The upright jerker was a modified hanging system that used heavy weights and pulleys to quickly jerk the condemned into the air. It was hoped this would be a more effective way to break the neck quickly, but it didn't always work as planned. Throw them off a cliff. This has been a simple solution to unwanted nuisances for centuries. While it's largely fallen out of fashion, Iran still employs this method for state executions. Crushed by elephant. This is a weirdly specific method of execution, but you can't argue with its effectiveness. Elephants were often trained in order to ensure the trampling was as brutal as possible. Ling Chi, also known as slow slicing or death by 1,000 cuts, was a method of torturous execution practiced in China. The condemned was tied to a post and bits of skin and limbs were gradually removed one by one. The blood eagle comes from Nordic legends of Viking executions. The condemned's back was slashed so as to give access to the ribs, which were then broken and twisted upward to look like wings. Keel hauling was a type of punishment specifically for sailors, dreamt up by the Dutch Navy in the late 16th century. Offenders were tied with rope and dragged underwater from one end of the ship to the other. Boiling alive was a common method of execution from East Asia to England. The condemned was stripped and then placed in a vat or pot of boiling liquid, usually water, oil, or tar. Rat torture involves placing a hungry and/or diseased rat in a bucket on the victim's bare stomach or chest. The bucket is then heated from the outside, and the agitated rat chews its way through the unfortunate person's flesh. China has made capital punishment shockingly efficient with mobile execution units, vans that are equipped with restraints and drugs necessary for lethal injection. The gridiron was basically a grill for roasting people. Some people were even basted in oil first, to ensure proper broiling. Drawing and quartering is one of the most infamous methods of cruel and unusual punishment. The accused was drawn, tied to a horse and dragged to the gallows, and then usually hanged, maybe disemboweled or beheaded. Strappado is an uncomfortable form of torture that doesn't necessarily end in death. The guilty party is strung up by the wrists behind the head, causing an agonizing dislocation of the shoulders. White torture is a type of sensory deprivation in which a prisoner's cell, clothes, and even food are entirely white. Guards wear all white. Lights are kept on 24 hours a day, and no words are spoken. The punishment of the sack, or poena coulée, was used in ancient Rome in cases of parricide. The condemned was sewn into a leather sack with a number of animals, including a dog, a monkey, a snake, and a rooster. Scaphism was one of the worst and most painful methods of torture. The accused was trapped between two boats and force-fed milk and honey, eventually attracting bugs and causing a slow, agonizing death. These methods of torture and execution are a testament to the dark creativity of the human mind. They serve as a grim reminder of the lengths to which people have gone to punish others. While some of these methods have thankfully been abolished, others still linger in the shadows of modern society. The terrifying ingenuity behind these tortures is a stark contrast to the progress humanity strives for today. Let's hope these remain relics of the past,